Hello, everyone. My name is Benita G. Welcome to Vlogmas 2024, day 11. So let's get into it. We are going to talk about today growth mindset. That's what we're going to talk about. Growth mindset. And we all have heard of it. So Carol Dweck, let's get into it. The psychologist, and it's when you believe that the abilities, intelligence, and talents can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. A growth mindset means you challenge the view of opportunities and failures as something that happens, and you're going to grow from it. A fixed mindset, you won't. It happened, and dog, that's messed up, and I'm gonna stay stuck, and I'm gonna stay right here, and you feel like you can't change. You feel like it's just what it is. We don't want that. We don't accept that. We don't want to teach it to our students either. We want them to go into the world and understand that a growth mindset is what they must have in order to accomplish their goals and their dreams, to be all that they're supposed to be emotionally intelligent, to be mature adults. So let's talk about it. The first thing we're going to do in our classroom to make it a growth mindset is that we're going to tell them that failure is a part of learning. One of the things I always like to tell my students is that penicillin was found because somebody failed in the chemistry class. But look at how much penicillin has saved lives, how much we have used it to create other things to heal us, to other medicines to save our lives. So that was a mistake. That was a failure. The slinky. People don't know that the slinky was a failure. The woman who created the slinky or found the slinky, her husband was working on a whole bunch of things, and he had this little thing left on his desk from his failed inventions. And the wife was cleaning the desk, knocked the slinky off the desk. I was like, I wonder if my kids will play with this while I'm doing other things. She worked with it. She looked at it. They did some readjustments. The slinky, one of my favorite toys growing up. Is it yours? So it's okay for our students to face failure. It's okay for them to have failure. It's okay for them to normalize it as just a typical part of life. This is what life hands us. This is what happens. And out of that failure, what do we learn? We want to create a classroom where I don't want to say celebrate mistakes, but accept mistakes. One of the things I've learned being an educator for over 28 years, being in the classroom for over 26 years, is that especially in middle school, students are scared to answer the question because they think it should be correct the first time. Students think that they are horrible writers because they think the first draft should be this amazing draft. No, let's normalize them understanding that you're going to have to do the thing, do it again, you perfect it, you work on it until you get to where you want it to be. And guess what? That's still not enough. There are times when I watch Black Panther, and one of the scenes the sister says to the brother, he's like, the suit is great. And she's like, no, I made some adjustments to it. He's like, but the suit is good. And she's like, just because it's good doesn't mean I can't make an adjustment to it and make it better. So that's what we want to normalize in our classroom. The second thing is I teach the power of yet. What does that mean? I can't do this. I'll never get this. Oh my gosh, I hate this. Right now you do. But it's not over. And so a lot of times I change it and I say, you can't do this yet. I can't do this yet. When I was your age, I couldn't do it. Now I'm grown. Now I can do it. So we want to normalize that understanding that you might not get it today. It's our first time doing it. A lot of times I remind them, hey, it's my first time teaching you this lesson. It's my first time talking about prefixes. It's our first time understanding, breaking down a word, right? Right? And they go, yeah, okay. Some people are going to get it on the first try. I love them. Thank you. We need you in life. Some of us are going to struggle with this. And that's just how life is. So I say to them, you can't get it yet. And that's okay. That means that eventually I'm going to get it, but I'm going to have to put in some work. I have to figure out what I need to do to learn and understand this. And that is how we give them a growth mindset. And the last way we teach our students a growth mindset in our classrooms is we model it. I don't care what anyone says about anything. Modeling in the classroom is the best way for our students to learn, whether it's me, the teacher modeling, or we allow their peers to model to each other. Share your struggle. How did you overcome the struggle? One of the best things I learned as being a school teacher is I'm teaching something and it's the second or third day, and I'm sitting here looking crazy, talking to the kids, and they still struggling. And I'll go, who has it? Come up and show us. It is something sometimes about peer-to-peer interaction and coaching each other up. Ooh, I've been coaching, I've been teaching. Let me sit down. And I sit down as a student and I let that student lead us in discussion. I let that student lead the kids in understanding, and they get it. They get the concept, they get the objective, they're able to apply it. And in the beginning of my teaching career, I would be so like, oh my God, I can't believe. Now, who ready to teach tomorrow's lesson? Because this is understanding failure is something that happens. The power of yet is what we need. And then we model that growth mindset. Every student that I've ever taught over the 28 years knows that math is not my thing. Okay. I no longer say I don't like it or I can't do it. It's just not my cup of tea. Okay. When it comes to finances, when it comes to shopping, I have it. I'm okay. I can do a budget. I can, spend the money and have some left over. But when it comes to like geometry and you want me to prove this triangle, anything past algebra 1 and algebra 2, I'm good. Algebra 1 and algebra 2 is like reading a sentence. But when you come to percentages and you throw some fractions in there and some decimals, I'm like, yeah, I'm headed out. But the power of yet, and I tell my students, I am not scared to sit here and struggle a little bit. Let me tell you, teachers, when I struggle the most. When it's testing time and we have to start at like 3:26 or not 3:26, 9:26, and it says they have 60 minutes, and I'm sitting there going, okay, that's an hour. And it's so funny because I try and do it like in our calming down time before we get started, and I have it up, and my students are sitting there, and I'm like, don't help me. They were like, Miss, don't help me. Like, let me finish. That is failure, the power of yet, and modeling. Like, they let me struggle through it. And then I'll say, okay, is this right? And they'll be like, yes. I'm like, yay. Write it down on my little sticky note. And I try and do it in advance. They're like, did you do this work in advance? I did. I worked this out in advance. Hey, those of you who are joining, my name is Benita G. Welcome to Vlogmas 2024, where I come on here every day, weekday, Monday through Friday, all the way until Christmas Eve. And we talk about things that we do in our classroom, in the community with students, parents, educational institutions, and community organizations to navigate the education system. Inside, outside, upside down, whether you homeschool, whether you're in school, no school, unschool, micro school, a pod, all of the things where we educate students. This right here, the power of yet, growth mindset, that is something we start at home. I watched a video yesterday and I wish I could just tag it, and I'm going to try and find it. The mom is sitting on the floor putting the Christmas tree together. And the toddler comes in and throws his shoe at her. And many of us are like, oh, girl. And so you can see her first action. I'm about to snatch this. I'm about to snatch my child. And then she pauses for a minute. And she is like, come get your shoe. And he walks around and she says, now you will sit down beside me and put your shoe on because you were frustrated and you did not know how to ask me, mommy, help me with my shoe. And he continued to get frustrated beside her. And she said, you can do hard things. You can do it. You can do this. And that right there, she taught him the most powerful growth mindset lesson. And she said to him, we don't throw shoes. We wear shoes on our feet. And he was continuing to get frustrated. He was trying to put it on and he couldn't get it. And then finally she said it again. She said, we don't throw shoes. We wear shoes on our feet. You can do it. And he finally got it. And then he stood up and he said, thank you. She said, you're welcome. She said, you can do hard things. That's what growth mindset is about, especially in our classroom. Students are going to fail. Sometimes they're going to fail miserably. Guess what? Our lesson plans will fail. Sometimes they will fail miserably. You get up, shake it off. You figure it out. And we move on. Because yet is going to happen. My name is Benita G. I'm the Education Concierge. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'll see you because today is day 11, so we have a couple of more days. Bye now.